Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Tamimo Mary and today I'll be showing you how I restored my lenses to like factory new by using a very unique method called vapor polishing. You're not going to want to miss the results. Stay tuned. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys the condition my lenses were really in. There are a ton of deep scratches, a ton of light scratches, a ton of stress marks. Not to mention, it started to haze from the inside and the outside. I polished the inside of the lens, which led to more fine scratches. And the method I used to restore these was sanding it down and then using something new called vapor polishing, which essentially uses acetone to polish the sanded down portion of the headlight to almost like factory clear, without the use of any clear coat or headlight clear coat. I really wanted to showcase the before on the passenger side lens and then give you a quick after on the driver side lens. If you notice, there were a couple deep scratches on the top of the lens. I was able to remove that by sanding it down and using this vapor polish method, but I wasn't done yet.
Alright, so first things first, grab this. We take it to our work area. Please don't mind the workstation, it's super dirty, but I was sanding all day yesterday, testing out what the method I'm going to use. So first things first, you spray it down, get it nice and wet. Sandpaper. This is 800 grit, so I'm starting off at 800 grit and I'm doing the whole outside of it. I will be doing the inside. I did mess up. I did sand the inside of it previously when I had these apart, and I totally messed it up. So I'm going to be showing you how to revive it and make it super clear. I'm going to put some before and after shots in this clip. So as for now, I'm going to sand this up to 800 grit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be back. Quickly, I just want to show you method to use. Go like this first, a few times, and then like this. Make sure you give it some even pressure to give it some of to give it more of a grip. Use one of these, hold it up like this to evenly distribute my pressure, so it can get sanded down evenly. And do a rotation like this, and that really ensures that I get the whole thing nice and evenly scratched up, so I can move on to the higher grade sandpaper.
Alright, so one thing that I did notice while sanding down the headlight lens is that there were some stress cracks. After doing some research online, I found that one person on one article said that he was able to sand it down by using 400 grit sandpaper. And since I had nothing to lose anyway, I decided to say, hey, you know what, let me try and see what I can do. So I went ahead and started sanding it down, and it took me a good hour to get it down to where the stress cracks weren't visible anymore. So I essentially sanded away the layer that they were on.
Alright, so guys, it's about an hour later. I've been sanding with 400 grit on the same spot for about a long time. Long time. I've gone through a couple pieces of sandpaper, and I've finally removed the mark in the middle. There are a few marks up here that I also am working on getting fixed, and you'll see. So considering the 400 grit, I'm fairly confident this is okay. You will see.
Now there is another option that you can do, and that's by using a drill. If you don't feel confident using a drill, you don't have to use a drill, but I felt fairly confident in using one, so I went ahead and used this method to really sand down on those areas that were a little stubborn. So the setup that I have right now is a polish kit attachment for a drill that you can get on AliExpress or eBay, and the attachment that I had fits perfectly on a Meguiar's headlight restoration kit. So what I did was I attached the 1000 grit onto the attachment, and then I put the 400 grit sandpaper first and started sanding it down. It didn't slip, it didn't do anything, and then I switched over to the 3000 grit, but I gradually increased my grit sizes as I progressed. Once I was done sanding, I decided to go ahead and use the rest of my Meguiar's headlight restoration kit, and I used the wool polish pad to really try to remove as many scratches as possible. Those scratches being the ones that I made from the sanding process done earlier. If you notice, there are a few little pieces of tape that I stuck on the back of the lens. Those are areas in which I wanted to focus a little bit more on because there were some stress cracks on there. So I went ahead and polished this as best as I could, and then once I got done polishing it, I took it over to my vapor polish station. Alright, a quick safety tip. Before you start vapor polishing, please wear 2 masks just to be safe. Okay, so now we're almost done. Our next step is to wipe down the lenses with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we put on our masks because safety is first, and then we turn on the vapor polish. Now that we've started polishing, it's best to take your time when you go over each and every layer. Start from the bottom and work your way to the top. And please understand that the better you prepare your lenses for this final step, the better they will come out. If you notice, as I catch the light and the close-up, there's a lot of very fine scratches. I ended up removing that by sanding it back down with 1000 grit up to 3000 grit polish, and then using that method several times to get my lenses clear. But once I got done vapor polishing, once I got done sanding and doing the process over and over again until I was happy with the results, I'm still not done. I still have to paint them with a clear coat. So I'm going to paint them with a UV clear coat specifically designed for headlight lenses, and able to seal them and make them last a lot longer. Once you're done vapor polishing them, let them cool down a little bit, and then put them in a plastic bag with some salt pads so it can absorb any moisture that's left in there, and then it'll be ready to paint. And that's it for this video. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing. Please leave a like, comment. I'll see you in the next video where I'll be showing you what color I painted my headlights and how to put them back together. Till next time, bye.